So welcome back to another edition of A Day in the Life of a 54-year-old chiropractor who's decided to go back to medical school. So a question I get a lot of is, why on earth are you deciding to go back to med school? And I have so many answers for that, but I'm going to help crystallize one of the main reasons. So as through my chiropractic journey, from doing hands-on physical work, chiropractic adjustments, muscle testing, ranges of motion, holistic strengthening of immune system, all the good stuff, I got into functional medicine and I got into genomic testing. And this was basically lifestyle management and looking at the combination between the environment and hormones and circadian rhythm and blood sugar stabilization and gut health and genetics. And what I want to do is explain why I went the medical route, because ultimately I knew that if I wanted to be at the leading edge of whether it be research, program design, nutritional design, or even just helping with advancing medicine 2.0, I simply wasn't going to be able to do that with my DC degree. Whether I think that is fair or unfair or should be or shouldn't be, the reality is it wouldn't have happened. So I'm making the sacrifice of going back to school so that I can have the proper training, the proper background, and the proper initials behind my name to be able to sit at the same table, number one. But let me give you a case in point. So I'm working with a patient remotely, continue to work with my patients remotely, patients from US, from Israel, from Australia, had just talked to someone the other day from Austria, and we meet with telemedicine. And these are people that are dealing with chronic health challenges that just don't accept the pharmaceutical solution. Now, does that mean as a holistic provider, I don't want to provide a pharmaceutical solution? Absolutely not. It means that now that I'll be able to assess, determine biochemically, metabolically, microbiologically, immunologically, hormonally, being able to customize a recovery strategy that would involve lifestyle management, nutrition, activity, circadian rhythm, blood sugar management, hormone optimization, all of which can be done, controlled very holistically. But why not be able to tap into the specific pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamics? What that means is understanding how medications impact your body and understanding how your body impacts the medications. And if I know based on specific labs and positive and negatives and look at specific genes and understand how medications impact those genes. Case in point today is I had a patient who failed something called an aspirin works test. So basically what it does, it tests to see if, and this wasn't a test that I did, it was a test that her provider did. And ultimately, if you fail the test, or if you have a positive aspirin works test, it means that when you take aspirin, it doesn't inhibit the platelet aggregation pathways. So when you test the urine or the blood, you shouldn't see this metabolite because it should be working. And it should stop the platelet aggregation, aka blood thinning supporting process right from the get-go. But if it doesn't, then it means that aspirin isn't working on that part of the biochemistry. So having her genetics, I looked and I saw that she has a COX-2 upregulation, which means she makes too much platelets forming, that taking the aspirin isn't enough to slow down the overactivity of her COX-2 pathway. So when you look at alternative pathways, you can see specifically, okay, if she takes a PGE inhibitor, phosphodiesterase inhibitor, or supporter, sorry, not inhibitor, but supporter, or inhibitor, can't remember exactly which one at this point, but if she were to take that, or if she were to take Plavix and be able to support mold or support immune challenges with some of the other protocols that we're doing, she's going to have that much more success. That's why I'm going back. Let me know if that makes sense.